All right, so I'm gonna go through my closet organization pretty quickly. So when you walk into my closet, we have two hooks. We have hooks to hang up like our pajamas, if they're still usable to wear the next day or next night or whatever, or any other clothes like workout clothes that can be used again, etc. And then I call myself a minimalist, but I understand this closet is by no means a minimalist closet. However, I do want to say that all our clothes are in this closet, in the hamper, on the hangers, in the drawers. The only things that aren't in this closet are raincoats that we keep in our hall closet near our front door. So all our clothes are here. We don't have a capsule wardrobe of any kind. We don't store our clothes elsewhere in the house, all in this closet. All right, so again, most of this closet is mine, like literally all of this, these two long shelf areas, and then the 5 dressers, and that side of the cabinet is all mine. And fortunately, my husband works from home, so he condensed a lot of his clothing that he doesn't utilize. So I'm going to my shelf really quick. My favorite color is black. You will notice I love dark colors. I spill a lot. I always get worried about spilling. Black tends to fade in a distressed way. So yes, a lot of my clothes are black. Favorite color. Anyways, I have plain short sleeve black shirts from different brands and such, or they have different neck cuts. So they're up front because I can use them casually, but I can also use them for work. And then I go to like graphic short tees. I love a good graphic. My favorite brand is La La Land. I extremely recommend for people who don't like to wear the same graphics that, generic stores might have. They're really one of a kind, and they fit oversized in a way that like you can wear it all seasons. And then I go from like graphics to like concert shirts. I grew up going to, that's not a concert shirt, sorry. But I got concert shirts. If they're not hanging up here, they were either utilized this past couple of weeks because of summer, or I use them for a quilt, and I can video that later. There were several shirts that were getting like holey or damaged because they're older or they were used often. So I utilize them for a quilt instead. So I could keep them and use them, during the winter seasons. Then we go for long sleeves. I keep long sleeves for, again, work. I use them with like slacks or jeans. I am a teacher, so the rest of these shirts are school-related shirts. So they have our mascot on it, or like a saying for one of the sports. So I got long sleeves. These are like my only white shirts I own. And then I have jerseys for all the different seasons at the school. These are my only 2 denim shorts that I own. They're my favorite. I love a good cutoff, and I love denim. You'll see that later in this video. So I only have 2 because, again, I hang dry a lot of my clothes with my husband, just because it maintains the quality of the clothing item. It's good for the planet. I try to be as sustainable as possible, but it's also good to maintain the color and originality of your clothing items. And then for the bottom part of my shelf area, so I got shorts, I got skirts and skirts. I don't wear too many of those. I'm not a big fan, but I do have them. I have my favorite Lululemon pants. They're the crop, I think they're the crop leggings. Not sure, but I have them in different colors because I utilize them for work, actually, because they're super comfortable, but they also look professional paired with like long sleeves, plain black shirts, or my sweater dusters, my duster sweaters, and then my denim button-ups. Some more work pants, and then I have jeans, and I organize them based on how distressed they are, because some I believe are not professional enough to wear with like teacher clothing, and we're allowed to wear jeans like 3 times a week, basically, if you're wearing school spirit, a college shirt, or you're going to one of the home games. So yeah, I love jeans, but again, some of them are for like casual days, not at work. And I have my 2 favorite jerseys that I will keep forever. But we went to the Hawaiian Festival back in Phoenix, Arizona, and there was a vendor selling this one, and I loved it for Kobe. It has both his numbers, but I also love the design of it because it's different from all the other ones. If you know me well, or if you don't know me, you'll find out that I'm a big Devin Booker fan, and I will have to video what my juniors gifted me this past year to hang up in my classroom. But Devin Booker's Olympic jersey, Lilo and Stitch, it came out this year. However, I've been Lilo. I dress up as Lilo often. I started like 10 years ago for Halloween, and then I held on to the dress because a lot of themes for like spirit weeks in schools sometimes are like Disney related or character related. So I usually dress up as Lilo. It's my go-to. And then I organize my dresses. So I have a lot of dresses. As a teacher, it's my favorite outfit to wear, especially like the summer season, because school here in New Mexico in my area starts at July, at the end of July. So it's super hot still. So I love wearing dresses summer, fall, and then during the winter time, I go to my Lululemon crop leggings, or jeans, right? And then springtime, we're back to dresses again. So I organize my dresses based on like the sleeve or the strap. So thin strap, thicker strap, and then by length as well. So these are shorter sleeveless dresses. I got my maxi sleeveless dresses, and then I go into my t-shirt sleeves in length, and then I go by sleeve length again, but also how professional the dress is on this half of this hanging area. And then I have a couple of long sleeve ones, and then I have this dress. Again, to any past students or my friends, you will recognize this dress because it's my go-to for weddings, graduations, and or proms. Like, I have worn this dress in several pictures that people may recognize. But again, as a minimalist, you don't need a bunch of dresses for certain occasions. Like whenever there's a wedding, graduation, or a dance, this will be the dress. Like, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to go buy anything. It'll be the dress until it's totally worn down. And then these items are really winter season items. But again, these are all my clothes. I don't have a capsule wardrobe that I store away. These are all the clothes for the whole year. So I have organized them based on like how heavy the material is, right? And then long denim. And then my duster sweaters. Duster sweaters are ones that go like below your butt area. And I love these, especially because on my weight loss journey, my jeans are sometimes baggy and I don't want to replace them yet because that gets expensive. So I want to keep going, but duster sweaters help like cover the fact that my jeans are baggy. And so I love them. And it gets cold in my classroom, so I have to have some sort of like long sleeve just in case. This is only purse hanging up in my closet, and the reason why is because I have a separate closet near the front door of my shoes and my purses and such that I will show in a different video. And that's because part of being a clean freak, and an Asian clean freak at that, is that shoes are not allowed past the foyer front door area. I just don't like that. The grime and the idea of grime being brought through the house like that. So shoes stay by the front door. And as well as my purses, because I trade them out. But this one purse stays in here. This is my one and only Gucci. It was a gift from my husband. It's a saddle bag. It has a leather, beautiful leather strap. And then I have the signature red and green one as well if I want to trade it out. I have nothing on this top shelf. Again, we keep it pretty minimalist because like I just don't like to dust all these things, you know? And if you don't have things to dust, then it's just less work in the long run. And then this lovely shelf I use for things that I might reach for often and that can be folded. So the top two shelves, I'm very short, so these are a little taller than I am. These are my sweatshirts because I only use them during the winter here in New Mexico. Unfortunately, it's too warm to wear them otherwise, but I have a fairly large collection, and they've come from California to Arizona, and now Arizona to New Mexico. So some of them are school related, so that's why I have them. Some of them are Phoenix Suns, and so I've kept them. I have a college one. I have one from my parents' Chicago trip, things like that. But again, these sweatshirts I probably need to further condense because I can already see there's some that I did not even wear last winter season. So they shouldn't be on the shelf anymore. So I challenge you also to go through your closet and see what you might not reach for on a daily basis. So I watch a lot of minimalist channels, and a lot of the channels talk about how as humans, especially Americans, we tend to wear 20% of our closet 80% of the time. So if you look at your closet, you only reach for 20% most of your life, for whatever reason. I think my reason is because like my career. So right now in the teaching era, right, there's a lot of dress up clothes I wear, but like summertime, depending on the season, I don't reach for any of these clothes, right? I go for my casual, like denim shorts, short sleeves, jeans, my workout clothes kind of thing. So it might depend on the season of life, but it also could depend on maybe you really don't reach for it, so you don't need it, you know? This next shelf I put in the middle because I reach for it most often. And it's also off the lower shelves because I have my doggets. One's right there, the other one's in bed. But they like to come into the closet and their fur naturally gets everywhere. And I have Lula's a part husky, so her fur catches on quickly to a lot of materials, especially all my black clothes, right? So all my sweatshirts stay at the top because those aren't reached for often already, and I don't want them to be hairy during the winter season when I do reach for them. So the middle shelf are my workout clothes. So it goes from length, so capris or cutoffs, to like my heavier sweats that I would wear when it's super cold. And then you will see a lot's missing, and that's because we have to do laundry. I'm down to 4 shorts, and I've been living in gym shorts because it's so hot. So usually the stack is a little higher than that. But again, I wear all my shorts before I do laundry. I think I own a total of 8 of my workout shorts, and then I just keep rotating them, right? And so some of them need to be washed. There in the hamper. The next shelf is like my throw-ons. I have one sweatshirt in here from a wrestling tournament that was at my school, and so it's there because it kept falling from the top shelf. So I either need to do 2 things. I either need to rethink about how I fold them and roll them up. I liked it rolled up because I can just reach for it easily, and I can partially see the design and which sweatshirt I'm reaching for. But I need to think about it because that sweatshirt should go up there. It shouldn't be here. So that's a sign that I should go through my clothes. And then I have my kimonos, or like cover-ups for the sun, and then a belt in there. And then my bottom basket are my swimsuits. I have like 3 sets that I use on rotation. I have this lovely stool from Amazon. I love a good animal print. So cow prints and cheetah prints are seen, right, a lot in my videos because they're my favorite. And so this is a focal point. I use it to sit, think about my outfits, put my laundry on when I'm putting it away, put lotion on for the day, that kind of thing. And then over here are this is like winter capsule, my Lululemon zip ups that I utilize a lot during the winter for workouts and sometimes for work, right, as my first layer. And then I have my two favorite shackets, as they call it, the button-up shirts slash jackets, but they're thin material that you could utilize them like fall and winter. So I have my favorite brown one that I can use pretty much all year, really. I could use it during the summer if the weather allowed, but they're usually used during the fall and winter. And then my pink one, I use it during February events because of it being pink, sometimes for October events if it's cold enough, for breast cancer awareness. And then I held on to this flannel I thrifted. I love it. It's a thinner flannel because flannels really make me hot, but this is like a thin cotton linen blend. So I really like it. It's not as hot as regular flannels. And so I've held on to this for the winter, but also, again, as a high school teacher, sometimes the Spirit Week themes are flannel related, and this is literally my only flannel I own. So I have that, and I've held on to it again because Spirit Week themes. These are my 5 drawers. Top drawer are underwears. Second, bras. My third one, pajamas, shirts, and pants, or slash shorts. I don't sleep in pants. What am I talking about? And then my fourth one are t-shirts. I love a good t-shirt. These are my slash workout ones or throw on ones that don't need to really be hung up because, you know, the graphics aren't wearing out or whatnot. Shout out to Chico State. I'm an alumni back in California. Nadia, one of my past students, makes t-shirts, and she sent me this really cool one with cheetah print. I love it. Phoenix Suns, another musical one that's just a throw on because it's so baggy now. And then shout out to Arizona State. My brother graduated from there. This is literally one of my favorite shirts right now. It's this beautiful like cotton. Here, that's the brand. But my parents brought this back from their cruise, and it's like literally my favorite. It's oversized, and I wear it with everything. And my last drawer is seasonal stuff. Again, we don't store anything else outside this closet. So this is my seasonal stuff. I love Grinch for Christmas time. My one and only PJ pants, and they're flannel, so they're really hot. But the only times I use these ones, they're dinosaur ones, is with my Jurassic Park sweatshirt. And again, a teacher thing. Spirit Week themes, a popular one is PJ Day, and that's literally what I wear every PJ Day. We are big basketball fans in my house, and so like I had to get this. Merry Swishmas. I wore it to a few basketball games, but I also wear it during ugly sweater themes at school. More Grinch stuff, my favorite. And Christmas holiday time, I'm always switching it out. I have a Hocus Pocus shirt. And then these are my only like green camo items outside of Grinch. And that's because a popular theme at my school is hunt the, and they'll fill it in with the mascots of whatever school we're going up against. And so there's a big rivalry with another school in town. And so it's always hunt the blank. And I use the camo shirt. Okay, moving on. This is my husband's side, his hat collection, his jewelry, whatnot. We have a lot of Buddha paintings around the house. I love Buddha. I just love the idea of what Buddhism stands for. I am Catholic, but Buddhists, like, they're just so open-minded and forgiving and tolerant. Oh, sorry. That I've adopted several things from, you know, Buddhist outlooks. These are my husband's 5 drawers. We have our scale. We're on a weight loss journey, both of us. And so we weigh in every other day or weekly just to check in on our progress. This side is also mine. I have 2 of my favorite button-up denim shirts from Ralph Lauren, or Lauren by Ralph Lauren. Anyways, I thrifted these off Poshmark, and they're my favorite. Like, I literally, like, I'm going to keep wearing them until they fall apart. One sadly got caught on one of my classroom doorknobs, and I got it sewn and fixed. My sister was so nice enough to do that for me so I could hold on to it, because these 2 have been my favorite, and I literally can't find any good quality ones that I like. I use these all the time with like dresses. You can throw them on with leggings. They can be casual. They can be dressed up. Any good denim, you could use it for everything all year round. I have my 2 Levi denim jackets, and then I have 2 jackets that I've been decorating with patches. So when we travel, I try to find either a patch or a postcard that won't take up a lot of room in my luggage or carry-on, and also won't clutter my house. And so patches have been a go-to, and I've been collecting the patches of all the places we've traveled to that reflect my personality, and I've gotten them sewn on these jackets that I can wear and show off. This is my husband's suit in the wardrobe thing to protect it. We got this cool mirror from a very awesome furniture dealer here in town, and we just love it. Like, another focal point of my closet. I love a good piece of art that can be utilized practically. So something to think about when you're buying things for your house is buy things that are pretty but also practical. And then I have our hamper area. I'm not going to zoom in, but how we organize this, and this is something that we've had since our first apartment, and it's lasted forever, but we bought it at Walmart, and we've organized them light hang dry, heavy hang dry, and then dry items. Again, we hang dry a lot of items just to maintain the quality and condition and materials of it, plus it's more sustainable for the planet. And then we have a little hanger system here. I like to plan out my outfits sometimes. Yes, this doesn't make any sense. It's very Americana right now. But we are packing for a trip. So when I'm planning things out or I'm trying to figure out my outfits for the week, I will hang them there so I can see it. This is my husband's section. Again, he has his 5 drawers. He works from home. He's a very simple guy. So he super condensed his wardrobe when we moved because he was working from home. So my wedding dress is stored up there as well. So the box isn't an eyesore. I'm still brainstorming what I can do with my wedding dress. So if you have any ideas, let me know. So he organizes his closet with dress up clothes furthest because he hardly reaches for them. But he has his long sleeve button ups, short sleeve button ups, his polos, and he'll wear polos like to dates or like to church. But they're not really reached for. Again, he reaches for like his plain t-shirts, his graphic t-shirts, which are stored in his dresser area, and then his basketball jersey collection, and then he has his zip ups and sweatshirts, dress pants, cargo shorts, and he's a big basketball shorts person. And again, those are in the dresser. And for hangers, pants hangers are from Amazon. They're some of our favorite ones to utilize. We have the velvet ones. This collection is from Sam's Club. I think it comes like in a box of like 50. And then we use these thicker Rubbermaid ones for like our heavy jackets to hang up. And then our hooks. I do recommend a good hook. I use hooks for not only my shorts, but I use them to organize my purses, which I will show you in another video. But yeah, if there are a couple things I would recommend for anyone organizing a closet, it's to really, first off, look at your clothes. You should be able to fit your clothes in a given section. You shouldn't be going outside your closet zone. But again, you do you, right? I do understand that some people keep their capsule wardrobes stored away, but in my mind, I like to have all my things in the same area. That way I'm not like overbuying because I can't see things that are stored away, you know? And I do challenge myself every summer also before I start work again to go through my whole closet because I have time to do so. Think about the items I actually have used throughout the year. I pay attention to like my laundry. So for instance, like when I told you that these things are missing, I know for sure that I do reach for the shelf a lot. So it makes sense not only to stay here, but also these items are used often. So there's no reason why I should be getting rid of anything in this area because I know I'll use them throughout the year. But then, right, then I have the sweatshirts I have to go through because not only aren't they used all the time, right, because I only use them during the winter, but I know for sure, just like looking at it, that there are some that may have not been used. Like one might be dustier, right? Or it might have more lint on it because I didn't reach for it this past season. So I should rethink and maybe donate the item, ask a friend or student if they need it. Look into organizations that would love clothes donations. So some organizations that I recommend would be local ones. So before going to like the local Goodwill or the Savers or whatnot, look into organizations that may need specific items. So for instance, there are organizations that collect like bridesmaid dresses, suits, ties, dress up shoes, dresses for like students who need access to items for proms or dances or graduations. There are organizations that collect items for the workforce or specifically for women who are trying to get back on their feet being single parents. So there are very specific charities and organizations that you might be wanting to donate to rather than just simply driving through the Salvation Army, Goodwill, Savers, where you know for sure that those items are going straight to the people who need them and who will benefit from them. So I challenge you to think about that when you're looking at your closet. And again, right, as humans, we reach for the same things quite often. We have our favorite items. And so those are ones you naturally should keep, but then look at the things that you don't, right? So like Lilo and Stitch, to some people, this might be the first thing to go. However, knowing that I'm a teacher and I dress up for Halloween and or Spirit Week themes all the time using this dress once a year at least, then I would keep it, right? But then, for instance, if I look at this dress and I didn't wear it, you know, all year or whatnot, I either try to wear it to see if I still like it and enjoy it, or it's something that goes in the donation pile. And if you don't want to donate items to organizations or local thrift stores, then look into ways to earn that money. If it's resellable, then maybe look into Poshmark or ThreadUp, where you can make some sort of profit on it. But also don't keep the items hanging around for the just because, right? There should be a reason. You don't use it, so donate it and or try to make some money back if it's still buyable. But yeah, good luck on your closet organization journeys. And if you're trying to be a minimalist, maybe we can share some ideas and such. But yeah, again, here's a little bit of my closet, and I hope you enjoy organizing yours.